the difference. Another just quick example is Portland, Oregon. Some years ago, a professor there did a survey in just one county. 5% of the individuals admitted that someone else had filled out their ballot, and 2.5% had admitted that someone else had signed their ballot. The state never detected that. That may sound like a small number, but translate that to the rest of Oregon, and you're talking about tens of thousands of votes.
Now we're in a pandemic, and there are a lot of people, older people in particular, who feel, you know what, it's not safe for me to go to the balloting precinct. So that's why I want mail-in ballots. And if you look at the polling, Americans seem to favor that for that reason. What's your response to them, and what's the alternative to absentees?
Well, look, we've seen elections held under worse conditions. Liberia held elections in the middle of the Ebola epidemic. And what they did is they put in the kind of safety protocols that experts are recommending. South Korea actually held its national elections in mid-April. 29 million people went to the votes, and they did all the things that have been recommended. They had line spacing for the voters. People were wearing masks. They had disposable voting materials like disposable pens to fill out ballots. They had sanitation stations, etc. There was no spike in COVID-19 infections, and the same is true in Wisconsin. April 7th, when they held their primary, they had 300,000 people vote in person. There's been no spike in COVID-19 because they followed all the same safety protocols, in fact, more so than what we see when all of us are going to the grocery store or our local pharmacies.
So your recommendation would be, look, let's have a normal election with social distancing protocols, and if we need to have more precinct workers, and do that. Is that your recommendation, rather than go to mail voting?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with people that are at the highest risk, because for various reasons, voting by absentee ballot. But there's no reason for all the rest of us to do that when we can vote in person. That's also safer than handing over our ballots, trusting the U.S. Postal Service to deliver it or not deliver it, because that also is a separate, entirely separate problem with absentee ballots.
Right, and the Postal Service is now we don't have an election day. We seem to have an election month, because people count ballots for sometimes weeks after the election. Quick response.
That, in fact, is a problem because the Postal Service does not always deliver ballots the way they should. All you have to do is look at the primaries in Maryland and the District of Columbia, which were held just within the last few weeks. They had